Hello and welcome to Fashion Report Friday, the weekly video series trying to get you the most MGP possible from the Gold Saucer when Fashion Report's judging begins on a Friday. So this is week 414. The theme this time around is Bloom of Ancient Days, as you can see here, with the clues Ronken Robes for our helm, Winter Wonderland for our hands, Floral Delight for our leg slot, and In the Fold for our feet. In this video, we have a 100 score, an 80 with dies, and the easiest 80 possible. Alrighty then, for a 100 score, as you can see, I personally went for the Ronken Headband of Striking, the Ronken Robes clue there giving away that it needs to be a piece of Ronken gear. Ronken gear used to be something that was endgame gear, but now it's been added. If you go back to the Crystarium, you can buy this from the Ronken Gear Exchange. It's a vendor there, and that's off the Disciple of War or Magic tabs. These are item level 440 pieces. And yeah, these will cost you sacks of nuts now, for 35 sacks of nuts for a helm. If you still have one of these headpieces but before they were added to the sacks of nut vendor, obviously that's the same item, so you can use those, but this includes any role. It does have to be a Ronken headpiece though, so there doesn't seem to be anything else that works for this slot this week. For our gloves, though, I went for the reindeer gloves. This was back in 2015 when this was given as part of the Starlight Celebration events back then for Christmas. Since then, it's been added to the cash shop. Another item that would work is the Snowman Whip Mitts for Winter Wonderland, again from 2013 Starlight Celebration, or on the cash shop for real money. Or, of course, there's the Highland Mitts, which is a crafted piece with leatherworker or from a market board. So, of course, if you're a free trial player, that one might be a little bit hard to actually fill that slot. But don't worry, we've got you covered in a little bit with the 80s. For the legs then, I personally went for the Endless Summer bottoms. You can go for the Endless Summer Pareo as well. Those are from 2020 and 2018's Moonfire Fair events. The Eastern Socialite skirt from the cash shop will work. The Yakaku Kushita will also work from a quest actually in the game. The Isle Farmhands cutoffs will work, which is from your Island Sanctuary, and I believe the Shisui Kohakama of Healing, Striking, and Scouting, which are all items that drop in the Shisui of the Violet Tides, will also work for gold this week. There are probably other items, but again, I went for one that was accessible from an event that I did in the past. And then for my feet, I went for the Scion Adventurer boots. This is something you can get from the MSQ itself. The quest in question is called the Greater Obeisance. If you've misplaced these through your progress through the game, you can go to a Calamity Salvager and buy these back for 100 gil, such as in Limbs Elements's Aft Castle, the upper decks. There's a Calamity Salvager there. Alternatives include the Dragon Skin boots, the Falconer's boots, the hard leather shoes, and the leather shoes will work, as well as the Tantalus boots and the Swallow Skin boots. There are probably others that work, but again, those are the ones that we know that work traditionally from historical results. But yeah, the leather shoes are probably a good option outside of this. So that was the 100 score. So let's move on to an 80 with dies. Okay, for your 80 with dies then, as you can see, we've got any weapon, helm, chest, hands, legs, and feet that are dyeable, as well as something equipped in every slot of our gear as well, including accessories. We've got Iris Purple on any weapon, any hands, and any legs in the game, which is Sahagin vendor purchased for 334 gil a pot. We can also craft that, I believe. We have Canary Yellow, which is Skybuilder script or from the Cosmo credits for any helm in the game. And then we have Nofika Green on any chest in the game, so that's 216 gil from any NPC vendor. And then finally we have Pastel Pink, which is obviously on our feet there, which is one of our premium dyes. Not too bad, but of course we can take what we know from both the 100 and this 80 and make some easy 80s for our free trial and other people. So the best thing you can do for an easy 80 is actually come over to Uldar, Steppes of Thal, or any other city-state, so Gridania or Limbs Elementa. In this case, we're in the Sapphire Avenue Exchange of Uldar, and we're talking to the NPC Gwalter. So if we talk to Gwalter and go to the Hand and Land gear tab, it goes levels 1 to 9. Right at the bottom, you'll see the leather shoes for 115 gil. These will give you gold rating for that slot, so we're going to pick those up specifically. Then additionally, we're going to combine those boots, those leather shoes, with some dyes. So we're going to go to Nanabe or any other dye merchant. You can go to Kasumi even in the Gold Saucer. If you've unlocked her, this is again on the Sapphire Avenue Exchange, the other side. And we talk to this person and they have the dyes we want. So the first thing we would like to get is Nofika Green, which is a little bit down here. It's 216 gil, so you want one of those. And then you want to get yourself 2 Gloom Purples. And if you scroll down a little bit further, you'll find those for 40 gil. So 80 gil in total for that. So 216 gil and another 80 gil. So 296 gil is all that you need for the dyes. And then as you can see, it's just a simple case of combining those dyes and that item. So we've got ourselves Nofika Green. Again, we purchased that for 216 gil on any chest in a game. Then we have ourselves Gloom Purple, which we also purchased, if you remember, which was also very cheap from a dye merchant such as Nanabe. And we've got that on any hands and any feet, legs in the game. And then for our feet, we've got the leather shoes, which we purchased from good old Gwalter or any low-level city-state armor vendor for 115 gil from the Disciple of Hand and Land tab, levels 1 to 9. So with those 3 dyes on those any 3 items that are dyeable there, the leather shoes equipped, and then something equipped in every single slot, including accessories, you'll get yourself an 80 score guaranteed, which is enough for the maximum MGP. So, of course, another way of doing this would be to combine any of the items from the 100 score. 2 items with something equipped in every slot will also get you the same score. But this is probably the easiest option, especially for your free trial players and anyone else who doesn't want to spend excessive amounts of gil or spend a lot of time on this week. Much love. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your weekend. And I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.